What is up, everybody? Clapping for the start of the stream. Make sure that still works. Yay! How we doing? We streamed just last week. Streaming again today. Should be fun. We have a few things to take care of. I just had some packages handed to me before I came down here, so I need to check those out because one of them is my new mouse, and I really don't like the current mouse that I have, so we're definitely going to switch that out. The main topic of today is Comgrow has a CNC machine. So, before we get started on anything else, we'll backstory this real quick. So Comgrow is a reseller of Creality machines. Comgrow is putting together a Kickstarter on this extremely affordable CNC machine. So it's focused to be like a starter CNC. It's a very mini little deal. They wanted me to check it out and just see how it went. So that's what I'm going to do. I personally don't have a lot of experience with hobby CNC machines. I've used a few, just messed around. Never anything that was, probably quality enough to make a really nice part. I never bought any bits or anything for them. So I'm going to check this out and report back to them. Maybe I can make their campaign or the machine a little better before they start shipping them out. This might be a great way to get into CNC for somebody. You're never going to cut some steel or anything with it, but you can learn it for a low cost, see if that's something you want to do, and then ramp up from there. So that's the impression I get of this machine. We'll see. Derek, wow. Let's let it do it.
Hey Chris, what do you prefer? Waist, index lines in axis or in the axis?
Waist slash first of all, Derek, thank you very much for the $80. That is huge. Waist slash index lines in x-axis or y-axis? Waist or it? Oh, okay. So you're probably talking about like skirts or prime lines. It's kind of funny because like if you let Cura do it on its own, it rips one right down Y on the left. I personally prefer doing the strip right in the front in the X, and I usually do it. I'll prime a certain distance, and then I will go a shorter distance and actually kick out more filament. It seems to work better that way for some reason. So you start the line, you ramp up to a certain amount of extruder feed, you advance it, and then go, like, say that's 40 millimeters, then go 20 more millimeters, and kick out almost as much plastic. So the line's actually a little fatter, and then you can go straight to the print. I prefer doing it right there because most of the time, that's an area where maybe on a lot of machines, maybe it's not so level all the way out there on the corner. You don't tend to get to that front margin, at least I don't, as much as you might interfere with something on the Y side. Just personal preference. Plus, I think it's easier to clean up. Like, most of the time I have a bad habit of when I remove the part, I use the part that I'm holding to knock the prime line off. So it's kind of a procedure as well. I know where it is, I can knock it off, and I'm ready to go to the next one. So that is my preference. There's all kinds of people in the chat. I saw John Strand, Tony Ryan is here, Bo is here. What's up, Bo? Haven't seen you. Tom Maker Viking is here. 3D Jeff, Vintage PC is here. Awesome. I had a very interesting call with some folks about proofs of firmware and all kinds of cool stuff yesterday. Hopefully we do something with that very soon because you're gonna love it. John is here. Awesome. Easier to see. Yes, that is true. Better lighting on the front. Absolutely. Because if I put lights, I usually put them like right in front there. There you go. Dead Pixel is here. Martin is here. Failsafe is here. Okay, so let's get started here. First, I want to see what these parts are because I do need some parts. I did manage to get the ceiling cam working again, but it was working yesterday, so there's no guarantee that it's working today. So this is a extremely affordable dual drive gear extruder that I got off AliExpress for like 11 bucks. And I just wanted to see what they sent you in the package. And honestly, for $11, doesn't look too bad. But we're going to try that out. So that's what that one was. So that's good. It made it here. I'm still waiting on a couple of different main boards. I've been waiting for like 5 weeks. So at least we got something. And this is a mouse for this machine. This machine that I put down here, it's been a couple of years ago now. This is an MSI Trident. It's like it's one of those, I don't remember what number it is, a 3 or 7 or something. I don't remember. But it's supposed to be like a console replacement. It's the same size. I wanted something kind of small and compact, but it does have pretty good specs. So it runs decent. It's nothing like something you built yourself would be. But it runs decent. I only use it for making the videos and streaming, so it's kind of dedicated. But the mouse that it came with never worked very well, and I've just been fighting it the whole time. And I've always had decent luck with everything Logitech, and I didn't even want a Bluetooth mouse or anything, just something that was better than this one. So we are going to switch that out before we even get started, because I'm tired of fighting that one. Sax is here. Welcome. Nick DG, Stacy, hello. Jesse Foreman, what's up? Andrew Hayes got stuck in traffic, but he still made it. Is it CNC 3018? I don't even know if they have, because this is going to be a Kickstarter. I don't think they've announced it or anything like that. Honestly, I don't know a whole lot about hobby CNC machines. We'll take a look at it. They just said, here's our mini CNC, have a go. So we'll take a look. No wires is better. Then I have to find batteries in the middle of the stream when it doesn't work anymore. Sergio, thanks for being here. Morwick is here. What's up? Ron Floyd is here. All the old school guys that have been around forever are coming into the stream today. Awesome. All right, so let's try not to crash the stream by unplugging something USB. You've probably seen me do this before, and then everything stops working. So let's not do that. It seems like I always attempt this stuff during streams, and then the simplest things usually go really bad wrong. Especially since I have, 25 pounds of things sitting right in front of my keyboard most of the time. To Sergio's point, I actually did have a Bluetooth mouse down here for a while. I was using it on the other side of the table, so I always had a mouse wherever I was. Ooh, this thing glows like multicolor. Fancy. I actually had one like that. Does it work? Ooh, it's super fast. Nice. Okay. I actually had one over there that I was using, so I would always have a mouse, but it was just far. So I've got a hub kind of underneath the table, because I've got like a little side table. What's in here? I've got like a little side table that the PC sets on, and there's a little hub in front of it. And it was actually far enough to, ooh, the little weights. Nice. It was actually far enough to make that signal intermittent going through the table, because from all the way over here. So I actually struggled with that mouse for a little bit, but the wired ones always work, and hopefully this will be good. I had a Bluetooth, then I brushed my teeth. I'll take that one. I'll take it. I like it. Andy, welcome to the stream. Take your time. Old, anyway. No, you're not old. Classic. I'm getting older by the minute. A benchy relief carving for my test. You know, I did one of those. I'll have to see if I can still find the file. David, thanks for the sub. 7, thanks for the sub. So, I don't intend to actually cut anything with this today because I think it'll probably be painfully loud. But at least we're going to get it up and working to see what's going on. 2 cool dude points. I don't. Oh, that was from the last one. Okay. Okay. So let's see what we got in here. Wow, that camera is really not great, but we'll go with it because we're not going to use it very long. Comgrow CNC. This box was open, but only because I had no idea what it is. So that happens sometimes. It looks nice in the picture. Milling size 300, 180, 45. So it's kind of a little guy, but we knew that. Aluminum, cutting wood, plastic, acrylic, PCB, soft aluminum, and so on. Acrylic baffles, operated by Gerbil. They do give you a picture of the board, so that can be handy. It looks like a very straightforward install, so that's good. You know, Chris doesn't like more than 5 steps. They're using a CH340 driver. They did mention to me that this is a beta unit all the way. So this is not what they intend to ship. This is a very early one, and I have had this one a while. Sorry about that, Comgrow. They did mention to me that the board that came with this one was made by Soval, and that's not the board they intend to use with it. It's just they had to get some quick to get these beta units out. So your mileage may vary as usual. You do get a power brick adapter for this thing. How big is that dude? I know we don't have a heated bed or anything, but just curious. It is 24 volt 5 amp. Oh, we do get a laser with it as well. Pew pew. It doesn't say the output of it though. Interesting. They usually have the output on the side. What else? The spindle looks decent. I mean, it's not the beefiest thing in the world, but probably good enough to cut some wood. Glad to see a CNC. Yeah, you know, I never really got into it because one, I didn't really have any projects to do with a CNC. That's a pretty cool memory card. But two, I don't really have the space to do this kind of stuff. I do have kind of a shop out back in my shed, but it's not the most fun place to work. And it's much nicer here, and I don't like to get things super messy. So I don't CNC down here. Plus, CNC is really loud most of the time. So the gantry is completely assembled. It even has a 3D printed box on the back. All the wires are hooked up and everything. Well, it can't be all of them, but most of them are hooked up. So that's nice. We're going to check some of those wires too. We'll just see what's going on in there. You do get some acrylic guards. I could see one of those coming apart on you. So this stream won't be super long today. We don't have a benchy to print, but we'll hang out for a while. We'll chat. We will, I got a few things to show you that I thought I found this week that were pretty cool. So, you know, the usual. Didn't have a project in mind. That is actually not true for me. I had something that I needed to make. And I'm like, and I had my buddy making it. He had his own 3D printer, but I got tired of running back and forth, so I'm like, you know what? We're gonna buy a 3D printer. I'm just gonna get this thing done. And that's how it all started, my friends. Okay, this thing is just adorable. First look, very cute. Does have an emergency stop button, so that's good. You know Chris needs one of those. I don't know when I started to refer to myself in third person, but it was sometime today. Let's switch to this guy. Mars Gizmo is here. Hello, how are you? If you don't know Mars Gizmo, it is the fastest 3D printing, maybe YouTube account of all time. I have no idea. I only follow 3D printing YouTube accounts. Yes, Bo, and that's exactly what I was thinking. The acrylic might get interesting. Yes, spiders. If you don't know Mars Gizmo, that is the fastest YouTube channel 3D printing related that I have ever seen grow in size. He did a very, very good job at the YouTube game. I think, if you correct me if I'm wrong, but he got to 1 million subscribers in something like 5 months. Very impressive. Very impressive. And he makes good videos. They're most of them are kind of shorter videos. They're fun to watch. Sonic Alchemy and Makerspace. James, what is up? I talked to James earlier this week. I also talked to James over at Rushmire 3D this morning. Oh, Bill still is here. Mine has a lot of upgrades. Okay, cool. Speaking of Mr. Bill, I have received my Chameleon version 2 upgrade kit, and I need to get to putting that together because I really want to try it out. So that should be fun, and of course we will do it on a live stream, and we'll have an amazing time, I'm sure. First I have to figure out how it works. I just opened the box and said, yep, there it is, and I haven't done anything else. So we just have a handful of screws here for the gantry. Would it be easier to put this on before or after? I think this is going to be one of those things where I start it and then walk away and just not watch. I haven't done, again, I haven't done a whole lot of these, messed around with them much. I used to use, I've dabbled, but I used to get like a piece of foam as my sacrificial material. Can you hit that screw from there? That's what I was wondering. You cannot. You know, and just lay it down and then cut from there. I might still have some sheets. That always seemed to work really well because you could kind of use it, and then if you use the stuff that, like house insulation foam, the stuff that doesn't separate so bad, it usually works out pretty well. Did they give you tools with this? So I'll have to see how that goes. They do give you a few tools with this. I was going to say, where are the bits? They give you a few different ones here. I used to use my dad's mill. And let's just say I didn't go as easy on it as I should have. Sometimes he wasn't very happy after I was done. So we'll stick these on. Like Bo was saying, though, I don't know that I'd want to stand around with these acrylic sides on it. Might be better to use something else, because these do like to explode. We've had some experience with exploding acrylic around here, you know? Clint is here. Mike, Never Let the Machines Win is here. Gary, I don't know if I thanked you or not. I don't remember because I'm saying way too many things, but thank you very much for the $20. That is much appreciated. Much appreciated. Like that smash button. Where did that come from anyway? The first person I ever heard say that was Thomas. Arduino makes. What is the price of this unit? I don't know. They have told me very little about it. They're supposed to be announcing all this stuff in the next couple of days. As soon as I get more info on it, I will leave a link in this description of this video, and maybe I'll put out like a YouTube, hey everybody, this thing's ready to go if you want to go take a look. It's supposed to be extremely affordable from what I hear, so it might be a good way to get into CNC. Yes, that was the Core XY machine. Into subtractive. We'll let so the text to speech is going to start describing the smiley faces. So let's see how it does. I got it from Garrett. Okay.
Everyone, let's click now that like button, slightly smiling face to help Chris. The videos are just awesome cool.
Oh, that one's just rather cool. Thank you very much, Mars Gizmo. Adrian, I believe is your first name. Thank you very much for the 10. That is much appreciated. And go watch Mars Gizmo. He's got some good stuff out there. Any plans on what to make with this guy? I don't have anything right offhand that I need to make. I definitely want to get it tested and see how it's going to go and give them the feedback before they start shipping these things. So maybe that will help some folks out. That was the whole intent of me receiving this. Creality is the one. They reached out and said, hey, we've got this other company that has a CNC. You want to try it? So that's how I got involved with it. No plans as of now, but I'm going to cut up a lot of stuff. I have a whole lot of scrap wood right now, too, so it's good timing. It's definitely an easy install so far. The text-to-speech has an echo? Probably so. You can hear it through the audio interface and through my microphone. We could, I guess well, I leave the sound on so that I can hear the alerts when something happens. But yes, there's usually an echo on it. Paul, don't check to see if it's running by touching it with your finger. That is a great tip, Tony Ryan. Sapphire Plus. I don't know that one, but that's good that you got your first Core XY. Core XY can be a lot of fun. We like easy, absolutely. Yes, we do. Make wearable signs. Carl Brown is here. What's up, Carl? Does it run Gnarlin? It does. This is running Gerbil. Paul asked me what my profession was. I am a mainframe systems programmer. And when you say that, that doesn't mean today what you think it means. So I do a little bit of everything, and my whole career has been in IT. I've done a little bit of everything. I used to be a NetApp engineer type person for storage. I've done a lot of work with fiber over the years. I started hanging mainframe tape like in the late 90s. That's how I got into it. So, hey, this thing's pretty much assembled. So I've done a little bit of everything. I know quite a bit of Linux, messed around with Windows servers, Solaris, AIX, all kinds of stuff like that. But currently, and for the last 7 years or so, I have been a mainframe system programmer. And the definition of that, we don't actually program, technically. I don't think there's a wrench that fits an M3 in this kit. We don't program. Back in the day, that meant something different. Nowadays, things are much more straightforward. We're going to check out the electronics, by the way, than they used to be. So what I do, I have currently, most of the time there's just like 8 or 9, but I think there's 12 right now, maybe something like that. We're in a bit of a transition. Currently, I have mainframe processors all over the country. We have 3 data centers at this point that I monitor, configure, stand up, install, deinstall. We monitor performance, things like that. Mainframe administrator, pretty much. But that's what I do during the day, and I'm also in charge of all of the interconnectivity. So anything that goes through a fiber switch, or of course, with a mainframe system, there's all kinds of different security key servers, and you've got consoles you have to worry about. I mean, we're talking old school here. Things like that. So that's what I do for a living right now. Non-fam is here. Tripod's Garage is here. What's up? Ah, the older design had a moving bed. Gotcha. Yes, this would be much better than that. Okay, so the biggest reason, one, I have to plug in some stuff, but two, the biggest reason I'm taking this apart is because I want to see what they did with the power wires. So this is to the spindle. I'm going to knock every screw off of this table. See, all these wires have been tinned, and I just don't like that. I just don't. That's one suggestion that I can make to all 3D printing or all manufacturers, is just don't do this anymore, please. So I think since we have a lot of time today, the first thing we're going to do is put some ferrules on all of these wires before we put them back in the terminals. What do you say to that? I do have to walk to the other side and get them, though. $2,314 belt printers? Nice. Brian Vines is here. What's up, Brian? Everybody say hi to Brian. I'll be right back. Can you switch to, yes, we will take a look at the main board. In fact, here, would you like to just take a look at it now? Like I said, they say, yeah, this is a Soval main board that they swapped out. Here, you take a look at the main board while I go find my ferrules. Let's see. Of course, it's the last one. So how's the main board look? Like I said, that should be a lot different board than the ones they ship. Okay. But yes. ID is here. What's up? Absolutely. We should be using ferrules on things. The proper connector. Does it have some TI stuff on it? It does. Nice. A good kit of ferrules, honestly, I just buy the very affordable ones from Amazon. I will give you a link. They're not very expensive. There are two different, you will see very commonly two different types of crimpers for ferrules. For these types of terminals that we usually see, I like the square ones myself. This is with the crimpers and everything. That's about, and it won't let me paste it. Let's try it this way. Try that. There you go. So that's Bo, I know it's always right in the middle of dinner. Feral cat, something like that. Pretty close. But yeah, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money on them. The crimpers are a little bit of a bite at the beginning, but one pair will last you a lifetime. Can one of the mods let me paste them in the chat? No kidding. These guys ruled an iron fist. Nipex, absolutely. If you really have to have an awesome set, Nipex is where it's at. I've got many sets of Nipex pliers, and they are fabulous. Yeah, so tinning wires, that, I mean, depending on the connection, right? I mean, these shouldn't be super high test, but they will pull some current. Tinning wires and smashing it under a terminal, they can creep and get out from underneath there, and that's no good. And it's not the fact that they're going to get loose; it's the fact that they get, or not the fact they're going to get away. It's the fact they get loose. And these are usually all ground switched, and you will burn up that wire and maybe something else in the process eventually. Pink Mouse is here. Yes, that is true. The watch some of those kits because some of them don't go down very small. So that I'm not sure which one, how many different sizes are in there, but you can get some really small ones if you have some really small gauge wire. That is true. For NASA splices. Check with the real. Yeah, I'm just the on-air personality. I really don't control anything in this YouTube world. I hope you know that. I'm just told what to do, and I do it. That is absolutely true. So, let's talk about something else. Yes, Brian Vines does have a video, I think it is all about ferrules. So, my Uncle Brian.
Here's 1K pennies. If you're doing what you're told, then keep doing cool things. Slightly smiling face.
It kind of did that. 1,000 pennies. 1K pennies. I get it. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate the 1024. Chris is a people person. Yeah, never been accused of that before. Paul the Texan. Hello. Howdy. I'm doing well. I hope you are doing well. Only I managed to destroy one. Yeah. I mean, I'll still, destroy about half of them before I get a good solid set of DuPont connections going. They're not my faves. I actually prefer they're like J45s or whatever. I don't remember what they're called. They're Molex connectors. Those are a little easier to crimp. So my Uncle Brian sent me a message the other day, and some of you might know Uncle Brian. Sometimes he's in the chat. He has been on the show before. He sent me a video that you should watch. I'm going to give you the link. If you have time today. But I'm always fascinated by compliant mechanisms. And this company, actually, if you go into the comments or the description for this video, this company actually has some pretty cool STL files that you can print. And I printed one. And they're extremely satisfying. But these are just some little grippers. But, it's all one piece. It just bends to clamp. And you would be amazed how much pressure, I mean, there's very little movement, of course. You would be amazed how much pressure this little thing actually puts out. It's a whole lot of fun. So if you're bored today and you need something to print, go check out this video. It's a good watch if you're a sciencey type. And then check out some of their STL files, because there's a lot of fun ones out there. So that's my plug for that video today. I really enjoyed it. So check that out. Voron is also designing an open source CNC. All right. Gonna make chips today. I'm probably not going to cut anything on stream, but we will fire it up and just make sure it works. Dennis has never seen a live show from the basement. Well, welcome, Dennis. We used to do a lot more live shows than we're doing currently, but we've done this is our second one for the year. That isn't I was doing like one a week there for a long time. We're not done yet, though. There's a few more that we need to get to. Okay. So which board do they actually show in this diagram? It's this one. So that's good. The next question is, how well is this board marked? That's one thing that people always say is like, well, this thing isn't marked all that well. And I don't disagree with you sometimes. But at least, let's see, what do they got going on here? I got this. What is the second feed run? This is just more for my information than anything. Now I'm very curious. What do they got going on in there? Oh. Well, I don't know about that. So they have two input feeds?
How is the basement refurb coming along?
Andrew, thank you very much for the $9.99. It's going pretty well. I will be doing a tour video on it very soon. So, but thank you for asking. Thanks again for the tip. Much appreciated. So they put in two plugs for feeds, but they spliced it and heat shrinked it. Yeah, that happened. It says 18, but it's a meek 18. So, I don't know about that. We'll give it a try. What's the other one? Where's the other connector? Here it is. Hope it's bolted, not press fit. We'll have to check that out here in a second. It does have a set screw on it, but we'll see. I'm getting hit on Twitter. On the tweets. Tom has a serious CNC project going on in his garage. It's nothing like this. It must be CNC season. What am I going to make first? I'm not sure. Not sure. Spindle relay. I have a lot of different 24-volt connections on that. So, what we got here? There's so included in this one is the Y stepper plug. The X and Z are already plugged in, so that's good. And then this runs to where do they have that run to? Oh, it's up underneath the extrusion. So this is the end stop of sorts. And that goes over here. So there's not a whole lot to plug in. That's good. All the limit. No, that's the... Oh, that's for the laser interface. Gotcha. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's much else to it. I don't want to work too fast. We can't hang out. Jonathan is here. What's up? Neary's built one and the spindle fell off. Great. Having a fire extinguisher is always good. So what did everyone think of the video last week where I tested all the fans? I'm still not sure how I felt. After I got done with the whole thing, I was like, not sure. Whoa. Because I really didn't feel like I had a whole lot of results that were, you know, worthwhile. But it was something. It was a lot of work, and I knew that there was going to be a lot of things that that I couldn't test or didn't know how to test or things like that. You know, like static pressure. A lot of people did point me to Alex's video where he did a lot of fan testing. Alex is much sharper at those type of technical things than I am. And I remember watching that, but it's been a long time ago. That came out like over a year ago. So I definitely think there's a lot of things that I could do differently and run some more tests, but I am still interested in it. So I might give it another go. But something a little different. I would like to be able to see the airflow. I was talking to Mr. Dave Randolph, and he was like, well, you should get a cheap fog machine, like Amazon has them for like $40. And that would be pretty cool. I have some stuff I need to do with an enclosure. So I would like to put in some sort of venting system. So I might buy a fog machine just for that, so we can see it evacuate. I think that'd be pretty neat. Yes, 50,000 subscribers. That's coming up. I have to line up a few more things for that. We do have some support already, but Sergio, I will get a hold of you. I'm not going to put that cover back on until I know that this thing's hooked up right. I'm not sure what kind of software they intend for you to use with this. Fog machine with a part cooling setup? Absolutely. Gerbil control software. Now, this USB key is sealed. I'm guessing there's nothing on it. You will need a CH340 driver. I do want to make sure that the emergency stop button is hooked up. That is something that I care about deeply. And that's what that is. Okay. What do these run to? Now I'm very curious of how they have this set up. These are just hanging back here. That's got to be for laser. So I'm very curious of how they have. Hmm. Hmm. I'm going to say that that's probably not in the wrong. That's probably not in the right location. Those they have two PWM power signals for that laser, but this has to be the stop button. We don't want to guess with that. We really don't. Okay. So now let's focus more on the business end here. What do we got? It does have an injection molded motor mount, which, I mean, So it does have set screws on it at least. Water manometer to measure difference inside the fan duct. I need to like hold a focus group and get better ideas. So the grip on this is actually pretty nice. The chuck is pretty decent. Let's see how well secured the motor is. Seems okay. It's kind of shimmed in there a bit, but I think it would cut something. We'll see. We'll have to check it after it gets a little warm. See how that goes. Moving to CNC. We'll see how far I get with CNC. This was more just to test the waters for Creality. We'll see how much time I have for CNC, right? I do like that they put little knobs on either side, though, that you can advance these by hand. Both the Y and the X. So that's a good feature. Okay. Now the next thing I'm concerned with is software. Gerbil Control is a pretty generic software. Do they intend for you to source it yourself? I guess we could put some of our table clamps on, but until I know what size of thing I'm going to cut, it really doesn't make a whole lot of difference, does it? So if I can find Gerbil Control, I'll share my screen with you. I haven't had this software in a long time. It is on GitHub. They have a 1.1. When was the last time it was released? 6 years ago. Okay. Let's see how that goes. We're not even going to get a coffee break in today. Yeah, the 3D Jeff. That's a great video. Definitely watch it. Rin just got here. Comgrow is a reseller of Creality 3D printers. They sent me this machine. They're going to be releasing it soon. They just wanted me to check it out. That's where I got it from. There isn't a whole lot of information on this machine out there right now, but as soon as there is, I will leave a link in the description of this video, and you'll know all about it. And I can do I mentioned this before, but I can do a YouTube post on this as well. And if you follow me on Twitter, if you're on Twitter, Chris Riley 3D, I will post some stuff over there too. This really isn't what I wanted. This is just the raw git build. My new mouse is working splendidly. Gerbil. Guess it really doesn't matter. I mean, there used to be, so what I'm looking for is there used to be like a Gerbil controller type thing, but that is really old. They do show Gerbil control, but I didn't find the file that I was looking for. But it really doesn't matter as long as, I mean, it will understand G-code. As long as you can send G-code, doesn't really matter. So let's just do that. Let's power up first and see if it blows up, which that's always key. I'm not even going to put my cover back on. Let's do that. Power switch was actually on by default. UGS Classic. Is that what they're calling it? James from Rushmire 3D's here. What's up? No pricing info yet. Okay. Gerbils? Yes. Hello? Oh, maybe my power strip isn't on. That would help. The motors did energize. Don't blow up. I don't even have a USB cable handy. I guess we'll use theirs. Most companies are modding for their own machine. It's not super complicated software. I mean, that's compared to like Marlin or something like that, it doesn't do near as much stuff, right? But yeah, I could see that. It's Gerbil's getting kind of aged. Okay, so let's just prowler face this guy for now. Trying to figure out what port. All it does is give me errors when I try to connect to it. COM15 CH340. It does know it's there. It does appear to be 115200, but it just spits out error 20 over and over and over.
Nice long volume of milling. Cool, Chris.
Zachary 3D Prints, thank you very much for the 10. Much appreciated. Toolpath generation, yes, I would agree. I wonder if there's something wrong with the firmware on it. Because all it does is say connect error 20. Well, that's no good. Verbal control. Oh, wait, maybe this is it. This is what I was looking for. I've used this before. See if it'll actually download it. There we go. And I will pull this up as soon as we know something. Yeah, so this one does have the CH340 driver. This one's made by Soval. It might think it stopped. Let's see. Yes, CH340. It does see the board. It just spits out errors when you try to communicate with it. We can try to reinstall that though, to see what happens. Let's see what Verbal Controller says real quick. Wait. So here. This one seems to communicate. So we are now talking to the machine. So maybe it was the fact that that stop button was causing problems. Again, this is not the board that they lay out in the book. It's a little different. Yes. I think that was it. There's several people that say e-stop in there. So, do I have a split screen front thing scene for this? Screen table? I do. Let's just see what happens, shall we? Error 22. I don't want to turn spindle on. Oh, it did move in Z. Oh, Y is moving. So it does work. Oh, X must have been at max. Cool. Soft Gerbil reset, controls, things work. Um, hmm. We need to get a 0 position. And we need to jog faster than this. I haven't used any of this in a long time. Calibrate your e-stop. I guess we should. It's going to take a lot of. Just see what this does. So that zeroes us out. I think this is probably going to cause it to crash. Okay, so home just lifts spindle Z. That's cool. Spindle on does nothing. And that's where they say to hook it up. But I don't know if that's correct. I don't suppose it has a light for the MOSFET. Let's move it down a plug just for fun. Nope. So I'm definitely going to have to figure out how this thing is wired before I can do much. But that's okay. I'll figure it out. That's kind of what I do. So it's pretty straightforward. There are some things I'm going to have to figure out because remember, this unit is very beta. But definitely go print yourself some of these. I need to just link that video in the description. These are a lot of fun, very satisfying. Don't pinch your kids with these. This would definitely hurt bad. There was something else I was going to do today on this stream. What was it? Because I knew it wouldn't be very long. We could take a look and see what this laser looks like. Spam is always better, Fried. A truer statement has never been uttered. Spam and cheese grilled sandwich? Mmm, fabulous. $12 volt. Yeah, it really doesn't give me a whole lot of info about this laser. So, bacon is always an option. Now I'm hungry. How long have we been streaming? Just a little over an hour today? There's a whole lot less stream when you don't print a benchy. So, anything else? Any other topics? Did I miss any questions while I was fiddling around with anything? If you have some questions, throw them at me. If not, there are some set switches for this thing. Which, do they list the modes that they would like you? They do. Laser spindle switch. Functional module. There's got to be some sort of generic printout for this board as well. Let's see. So they say adjustable rotate speed, preferred CNC mode. Let's move this one back. And reset the board. It is powered by USB. Taco Bell dropped the taco light. Bacon explosion. Is it mostly metal? It is. It is. Is my closet just a row of black t-shirts? Yes, it is. Thanks for asking. It's actually just this shirt. I just buy a new one when this one gets a little funky. Oh. Still no go for spindle on. I think the polarity is the same on these guys too. I just kind of want to see how loud the spindle actually is. Stick with what works, absolutely. Needs a dust collector, that's probably very true. Laundry, well, all my laundry is mail order. I don't go places. I'm too busy being here. Reverse the polarity. No go. That's disappointing. Alright. I'll have to diagnose it with a meter or something like that. So I feel like this stream was kind of uneventful. We did see it and get it out of the box, but I really wouldn't be able to cut anything anyway. It'd be way too loud. I guess I could check it, huh? Does it power on by itself? It does have a switch. Don't cross the streams. That should be the next title for my next stream. Don't cross the streams. Ah, safety, eh? Safety always ruins everything. That could be it. I am curious. So if you had the laser on one of these, you would have some different Comes in a little hot too. It's almost 25 volts. Interesting. I'll have to figure it out. I'll report back. As far as I know, you can only power this with USB. You have to have assisted software to do all the planning and sending. I mean, I would assume there was. I mean, you can remove these. Sometimes, I mean, it looks like this has never been opened, but we can definitely check it out. Let's just have a look. Let's have a look-see. It is kind of a nice USB key. Yeah, it has the same manual that I have on in the book. And it's the same stuff I downloaded. So the Gerbil Control 117. I have a doc file, which I can't open. So there's not a whole lot on it. There is some laser software. Here, check this out. They give you some examples. These are JPEGs, I think, but they give you some examples of things to cut out. That looks pretty intricate. My favorite, though, is this guy, the very first one that I opened. This guy. Nice. That's pretty funny. Now I totally have to cut one of those out. All right. Well, we got it assembled. You've seen the thing. We hung out for a little bit. I kind of figured this was going to be quick. I will report back on this. More than likely, I'll do a video on it, just to kind of show it off. As soon as I get information about what it costs, I think they're pretty cost effective. I will put that in the chat, and I'll probably spend the rest of the day working on this to see if I can get it to work. Dab's basement. Yeah, everything is moving. Everything moves around just fine. The spindle won't kick on, but Tom's probably right. It's probably some sort of safety thing. But no worries. Yard work. Okay, well, I hate to leave you so soon, but that's all I got for today. There will probably more than likely be a stream next Saturday morning. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet because I'm not exactly sure what's going to show up first, but it could be really cool. Plus, I also have a chameleon build to do, so if that thing that I'm thinking of doesn't show up, we'll probably do the chameleon stuff. I will check Twitter, though, before I go because I just got another ping. And it might be something related to this stream. Yes, Mike, thank you for mentioning that. Yes, the CNC is going to be a Kickstarter, I believe. This is going to be a Kickstarter campaign. And I want to say it opens up like Monday morning. So you will have a link to that as well. Red Lizard Hotend, I have never heard of that. But anyway, I'll post some stuff on Twitter if you follow me over there. I'll leave a YouTube, I'll put out a YouTube post with some stuff. My Patreon people, you'll get more information, of course. I'll put out another post with that. We'll probably do a time lapse because I really like time lapses. So we'll do all that good stuff. And hopefully I will see you all next week as well. Take care, everybody. Have a good weekend.